So I was in prison with a lot of the women that were on this show called I Am a K-Word on Netflix. And I remember, like, Kimberly Duncan, I knew her, kind of, we weren't friends or anything, but she was on my housing unit and my wing a few doors down from me. I'm going to kind of share a couple of stories with each of the women that are on the show. So Kimberly Duncan, how should I say this? She's just one of those people that is just super negative all the time, and that's really all that I can say about her. So this is Gemma Donahue. I personally didn't know her all that well. I probably only met her maybe once. She was one of those girls that was in, like, the mean girl clique. She was best friends with a woman that I personally did not get along with and had problems with. So she ran with that clique, the clique that kind of like always feels like they're better than everybody else, and, you know, they're hot shit because they're, I don't know, lifers or some shit. So there's a hierarchy in prison, and lifers have like so much clout or whatever, you know, ranking, I guess, if you want to call it that. So, I have not watched her story yet, but I'm just noticing that she is on this show. So this is Vicky, Victoria Smith. I really personally don't know her, but she has a pink shirt on. So the pink shirts are, if you're in a program called Beauty for Ashes, which is a Christian-based program, and you complete the program, you get a pink shirt. So I do know that about her. I think she worked for Restorative Justice, which is like a little program that they have in prison, making blankets for charities. I mean, from what I know, you know, she did stuff in prison to better herself, as far as I know. Like I said, I don't have any negative run-ins with her. I really just didn't know her all that well. Okay, so I moved on from the Netflix show, and I actually wanted to talk about a certain case. So, this is 2020. Unpause it. And I was in jail for a year with this woman named Diane Stoddy. And I knew her a lot better than I knew the other women. And I can attest to the fact that, like, I know I'm no one to talk, but I am allowed to have my opinion about the women that I did time with. And she legit is the creepiest woman that I have ever met. She literally is that dead behind the eyes. She, her son, her husband, and attempted to her daughter. Her oldest daughter is her co-conspirator on the crime. And so anyway, my experience with her is, this is one of those women that prison is truly built for. She hemmed her family for no reason, just simply because she was tired of being a wife and a mother. There was no abuse. There was no reason other than she just felt like it. So, yeah, prison is truly built for people like her. Usually I have a heart for anyone's story. She is not one of them. So, I can literally attest to the fact that she's super creepy. She has no remorse. She doesn't take accountability. And in prison, her behavior is still very creepy. She doesn't talk very much, and she just literally has no soul. So this is Alyssa Bamante. She was, I think, 14, if I'm not mistaken, when she got tried as an adult for hemming a little girl, and because she felt like it. So she's one of the youngest people that, like, I know that went to prison. She's in Chillicothe Correctional Center, and I didn't know her all that well. Like, I'm trying to find, like, an interview of her instead of, like, all this recap stuff. She is that disturbed, still to this day. So what I know of her, she has a lot of girlfriends in prison, because she is cute, you know. She kind of has like Justin Bieber kind of like hair flip thing going on. So she used to get a lot of girlfriends. But her relationships with her girlfriends, they're very like toxic, and I would call them like the blood schmex cult, because they would be into like some vampire shit, and like themselves and lick the blood. That would be like their thing with her. So that's like what I know about her in prison, to be honest. Other than that, like, I didn't really know her all that well. I knew her girlfriends better than I knew her. And we all know my really good friend Amelia Bird, which I have actively spoke out about our friendship very early on after my release. She's one of my best friends, and I advocated for her support and also for her to get a pardon or clemency. I truly advocate for her. I haven't been able to speak for her since I've been on parole, but I am looking forward to being able to reestablish that friendship in 2 months. I care so much for her. I'm so happy she dumped that crazy bitch Zora. So anyway, she's one of my really good friends, and I truly have a heart for her and everything that she had went through, and I believe that she is one of those people that really just got the raw end of the justice system's shit stick. And so, yeah, I think if you guys want to support someone, look into her case. I know it's a lot about me because I have actively advocated for her. So there is a lot of YouTube videos that are tied to me as well. So lastly, I want to talk about this woman. Her name is Tasha Morton, and a lot of you have actually already read about my experience with her. In my book, My Time to Stand, I talk about a bully. This is her, and I'm going to share a few short stories with you guys, really short, about my experience with her. So she was my roommate back in 2018. We were roommates for a couple months. And in that time of being roommates together, she tried to manipulate me against my family or my family against me. She passed Ken's phone number, went into my mail, found Ken's phone number, and passed it around to the entire prison. So a lot of women were calling him, hitting him up to be their trick or try to get money from him. She planted schmazer plates in my best friend's locker to get her sent to the hole. She stole from me multiple times. So in prison, makeup is like a gold mine. They sell certain kinds of makeup on commissary, so they don't sell eyeshadow, but they do sell foundation. So she went into my locker, stole my foundation, then resold it back to me. I bought it and then stole it again. Watered down my shampoo. Snitched on me multiple times. She outed me for me actually giving myself a tattoo, so she's the one that snitched me out. So it was all coming to a head when finally she and I finally got into a verbal altercation where she came up to me and was like, bitch, go on somewhere. And I was like, who you calling bitch? And I sized her up. She sized me up. We got in each other's face. And her best friend had to come split us up. And that was the day that I realized I had a powerful voice. That I realized that my size didn't dictate my level of confidence, that I could speak my mind, stick up for myself against a bully. And in prison, you really are, like, you have to be aggressive in order to be heard. And so all leading up to that point, I was very quiet, very shy, very meek, stuck to myself, would have 1 or 2 friends that I would hang out with. Other than that, I would sit alone. I was just a loner. And so from then on, I realized that I could have a voice and speak my truth, speak my mind, and didn't have to cower beneath someone like this. So to recap, I was in prison with these women. Doesn't mean that I know them all personally or on a super close level. Some of them I knew more than others, and some of them I had better experiences than others. So thanks for watching so I could share some of my prison stories.